you a bit about it. Basically, when we are talking about the algorithms, we have seen the algorithms are of iterative type or the recursive type algorithm, right? So we'll see how we are going to solve the recursive type of algorithms with the help of a particular method called as master method or master theorem. Okay, let me share my screen. Is it visible? Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, great. So we'll see how are we going to solve the recursive type of problems with the help of a master theorem, which is already a predefined, like for if our recursive function is following certain criteria, then we can directly apply this master theorem concept and we can find out the time complexities. And on that, what we have to have is if we are taking our recursive function Tn in this format, that is it should be a monotonically increasing function, okay, and the format should be a t of n by b plus f of n, okay. So here this part is your you can say the recursive part, and this part is the, when you are working on a recursive problem, so what you do basically is what we try to do, given a particular bigger problem, if it is if it is taking some smaller sub problems, if it is divided, it could be divided into smaller sub problems, then you can apply the recursive functions, right? So in that case, this part is the recursive part, and this part is like when you are doing the divide of division of the problems and merging of the solutions. So what 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 is the idea behind this? Given a particular problem, the divide and conquer problem, what it says is, given a bigger problem, it will be dividing into the main problem into smaller chunks of the sub problems, so that the smallest sub problem cannot be divided further. Then you can find the smallest sub problem solution, and you can keep on merging the solutions to get the answer of the final solution. This is the basic of the divide and conquer, which we'll be discussing, I think, in the next class also in a lot more detail. But the idea is this one. So this f of n part is the function of n part is the part where it will give you the cost of the work done outside the recursive call. That is the dividing of the problems and merging of the solutions. And, and the rest of this one is this function. It takes care of the recursion part, where what n is the size of the input, and a is the number of sub problems in this recursion, and n by b is the size of each sub problem. Okay, and we are considering all sub problems to be of same size, right? Along with that, this condition has to be met also. So a has to be greater than and equal to 1, b has to be greater than 1, and this has to be constants, and f of n is an asymptotically positive function, right? So if you take some larger value of n, so it should be giving you a positive value. So these are the conditions. If that condition is met, given any function, you can apply the master theorem, and the checking criteria that we will see in the next slide. Is it clear so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, so this is the thing. What we take is t of n equal to a t n by b, right? T of n by b plus f of n. Here we are putting it in terms of theta of n to the power k log n raised to p. Okay, and a should be greater than equal to 1, b should be greater than equal to 1, and this k should be greater than equal to 0, and p should be a real number. If that is the case, then this you can apply, you can test with these three conditions, and based on the three conditions, you can just have your time complexity based on the master theorem formula. It's basically a formula, predefined formula. So if a is greater than equal to b to the power k, then your time complexity would be theta of n to the power log a base b. Okay, if a equal to b to the power k, then you can check the condition for p's. Okay, so in this case you will have like if p is greater than equal to, if p is greater than -1 not equal to, then you have to see the time complexity is theta of n raised to log a base b multiplied by log n to the power p plus 1. Okay, if p equal to -1, then t of n is theta of n log n to the power log a base b, then multiplied by log of log n. If p is less than equal to -1, then it would be t of n would be theta of n raised to log a base b. Okay, if this is the condition, then if a is less than b to the power k, then you will check the condition for p. If it is greater than equal to 0, then t of n would be theta of n raised to k log n raised to p. Okay, if p is less than 0, then t of n equal to theta of n raised to k. So these are the direct like time complexity values based on these conditions which you would check for the recurrence problem. Okay, the recurrence function. Okay, so is this clear?
Yes.
So we'll see some problems. It would be more clear applying this particular cases. All the three cases we would see some of the functions, and later you can try on your own as well. Okay. So conditions, as we said, we have checked the a should be greater than equal to 1, b should be greater than 1, so that condition has to be there. And also you need to check t of n should not be a monotonic function. Okay, it should not be like you can say it should not be non-increasing or non-decreasing, right? If it is if it should be actually non-increasing and non-decreasing. It should not be of this type of function where you have like increasing, decreasing kind of thing, right? The sign and function kind of thing. It should be either it's like non-decreasing or non-increasing. And why I'm calling non-decreasing is I'm including the 0 as well in this particular case. Okay. Otherwise, you can call the function to be a simply decreasing or increasing function, right? And f of n also should not be a polynomial. The function of n, this f of n part, which we call it as the dividing the problems and merging the solutions, that should be in the form of if it is not in a polynomial form, you cannot apply. So it has to be in a polynomial form. Here we are seeing it is of the exponential format, right? So that should not be the case in this case. And also, if b cannot be expressed as a constant, then also you cannot apply the master theorem. So these are the conditions which we need to check given any kind of recursion function. Okay, so let's start with this function. So our t of n is given as 4t n by 2 plus n. Okay, so my a would be 4, b would be 2, this one, and k is 1. So n to the power k, right? So here n to the power 1, and here we don't have any log function. That's why we are keeping p as 0. This function I am talking about, this function a t n by b theta of n raised to k log n raised to p, right? So in this particular for us this particular equation, we have n and we don't have any log function. That's why k and k equal to 1 and p would be 0, right? So here I have to check the relation between a and b with along with k also, right? So I have seen here, if you take this particular formula. So here a is greater than bk. It is following this for this particular case of the first case of it. Then t of n would be theta of n raised to log a base b. Okay, so n raised to log 2. So 4 base 2, right? So 4 base 2 would be 2. The value is 2. That's why it will be of the order of theta of n square. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, similarly, if you take this condition, so let's take t of n equal to 16 raised to n, t of n by 3 plus 1 by n. Okay, so here, so if you take a equal to 16 raised to n, b is 3, and k is -1, n to the power -1. But since this is not a constant, as per our definition, we had A should be a constant and should be greater than equal to 1. So you cannot apply here the master theorem concept. Okay. Now we'll see the next problem. So here our T of n is 2t in T of n by 2 plus n log n. So here A equal to 2, B equal to 2, K is 1 n raised to K and log n raised to P. So here this is P equal to 1. So this one is following the second case, right? So 2 equal to 2, yeah, B to the power K, right? So it's following the second case. So here, and we need to check now the P, the value of P. So here P equal to 1, right? So it's greater than minus 1. It should be the first case, right? So T of n equal to theta of n raised to log A base B multiplied by log of n to the power P plus 1. Okay. So n raised to log 2 base 2, then log of P plus 1. So P is 1. That's why log of log n square, or log, you can present it in this way also. Okay. So log 2 base 2, now it has become 1. So it has become n log square n. Okay. So next case, if we take the T of n is 2t n by 2 plus n divided by log n. Okay. So this is the, here it was n multiplied by, here it has become n divided by. So it has become n multiplied by log n to the power minus 1. So P has become minus 1, right? So if P equal to minus 1, then this is the case. So we have to take n raised to log A base B log of multiplied by log of log n, right? So this has become 1. So n log of log n. Okay. So this is the formula for what we have seen for the second case. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we see another case. So here we have T of n equal to 2 T of n by 2 plus n divided by log n square. Okay. So you can take this one, K equal to 1, P equal to minus 2, right? So here, so P equal to minus 2 means this condition would be applied. So n theta n log A base B, n raised to log A base B. So n to the power log 2 base 2. That's why it has become simply theta of n, right? If you take the next case, 2t n by 2 plus n, here A equal to 2, B equal to 2, K equal to 1, and P equal to 0, right? So P equal to 0 means it should be greater than minus 1. So the first case would be applied. So n raised to log A base B, right? 2 base 2. So it has become 1. And this is log multiplied by log P plus 1, log to the power P plus 1 n. So it has become P is 0. It has become log n, simply log n. So n log n. Now next case is, if you take T of n equal to 2t of n by 2 plus n square. Okay, so A equal to 2, B equal to 2. Here K equal to 2, and there is no log term, P equal to 0. So we have found out this third step. Okay, so the third case. So A less than B to the power K, right? So it has become the third case. So for that one, you can check what is the P value. So P equal to 0. So first case would be applied. So that's why it will be theta of n raised to K. So K is 2 and n to the power 2 log n raised to P. So this one is 1. That's why it has become simply theta of n square. Similarly, the next case, if you take T of n equal to 3t T of n by 2 plus n square divided by log n, that means the log n raised to minus 1. So P has become minus 1. So second case would be applied considering this condition. So A3 is less than B raised to K. Okay. So this case would be applied. So theta of n raised to K, right? So K is 2. That's why it will be of the order of n square. So this way, if it is falling in the categories of the Master's theorem function, and these conditions are met, then you can find out the time complexities directly. Hope this is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So yeah, actually that is it for today. I'm not starting a new topic that the searching and sorting algorithms. So you can. I have given just a second. So this problems you solve it by yourself and see whether the master theorem can be applied and what would be the time complexity of it, and you can find out that, and that is it for today. Then we'll see in the next class. Okay, I'll just upload this slide so that you could solve the problems. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, and one more thing is during the exam, I'm just checking your papers now. So please upload the scanned copy properly. Some of the answers I've seen, the answer sheets are very hazy. It is very difficult to check the copies. So please upload the answers in the CAT2 and next CAT onwards. So please upload the answers. Even if you are not having time, take like request your proctor and please do upload the proper clear pictures. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, then I'm just uploading in a while and we are done for today and we'll meet in the next class.
Thank you, ma'am.